right into it, huh?
Yeah, I'm ready when you guys are.
Okay. Might as well start, huh? I actually want to do. A lot of people do like a countdown when they start the stream, and we'll do like a 5 minute countdown after we launch the stream, where
Right
it's
into it,
just
huh?
a
Yeah, I'm ready when you
window,
guys are. Oops.
5 minutes counting down. That's
A lot of people
of
play music.
a lot of the streamers that I follow do that.
What do they do? Sorry, I was fiddling around with the.
They have like a 5 or 10 minute video with like music or whatever with a countdown to let you know that they're starting in 5 or 10 minutes.
Oh.
Once they launch the stream, so people have time to get in and not miss anything from the beginning.
Fix their cups of Joe.
Fix their cups of Joe. Or booze. I have one that they booze just about every night. The guy and his fiance. It's pretty fun to watch late at night. Some weird shit happens.
I can only imagine.
All right, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome, everybody. Episode 196 of the Thumbstick Athletes podcast. I'm your host, Dan.
I'm Will.
I'm Corey.
No Eric today. I know Eric's got to go into work early tomorrow, but there was also a possibility that this episode could not have started till like midnight, right?
Oh, yeah, there was a chance. Or two.
Oh, yeah, you never know. You never know. So no Eric this week. Our topic for the week is just the news. We were going to do fan Q&A, but we wanted to give people more time to get in questions and answers, which is probably ended up being a good move. We only got one piece of feedback thus far?
One bit of feedback. It's going to be a quick one tonight.
It'll be a short episode tonight, but we hope to make it as entertaining as possible, as usual. Today is April 22nd, 2015. Does anyone have anything they want to tease for later on in the episode?
Well, me and Corey played a little Hero League and Heroes of the Storm, but other than that, I didn't do anything.
Yeah, I don't have anything new to tease. I played more Xenoblade Chronicles and Pillars of Eternity. I've spent most of the weekend and week watching playoff hockey, so
there'll be talk of that.
We'll talk a little bit about that, no doubt. Let's just get right into the main segment, shall we? I'll start with some Star Wars news.
Yeah,
with the whole Star Wars celebration that was last week and coming into this week, there was some details on the upcoming Star Wars movie, but also the Star Wars Rogue One movie, also Star Wars Battlefront. So I'm gonna cover those. Some details on Star Wars Rogue One were announced during last week's Star Wars celebration. The first being that Rogue One will be a prequel to Star Wars Episode 4: A New Hope. The plot was also revealed and will center around a group of rebels that managed to steal the plans of the Death Star. So we will see some Bothan spies.
All right.
And their deaths, probably.
Yeah.
So.
Who are Bothans?
The Bothans are the animal looking. They look like a mix of like between a dog and an ape, maybe.
Oh.
They were in Star Wars Galaxies. They have it's got like a muzzle like a dog, but it kind of looks like an ape, I guess.
I can't picture them.
They've got fur all over them. Look up a picture. Call it up in the old stream.
Let's see here.
Yeah, Bothans were one of the playable races in Star Wars Galaxies.
Oh, I see.
You probably recognize it.
Are they in the Old Republic too? Yeah.
Are they playable characters in the Old Republic, or are they just non-player characters?
Looks like non-player.
It's been a while since I've played that, so.
Yeah.
But that's exciting. I really like that Disney is doing that, putting other stories in the Star Wars universe out there. I think that was, a lot of the coolest stuff in Star Wars is the expanded universe. And though a lot of the stuff that was already in the expanded universe isn't necessarily canon, it'll still be cool to see other stories other than the main, I guess it'll be 9 movies, when all is said and done.
Well, when all is said and done, might be more than 9.
Yeah, well, that's fine as long as they're good quality.
Sure.
They can do whatever they want with it. I still go back and forth on whether or not I like the whole Disney acquisition of LucasArts and Star Wars.
Well, I do respect. I think this ended up happening. I do respect the release of the original 6 movies, or I guess the original trilogy, without the digital upgrade.
Yeah.
In its pure form. Is that what the release ended up being?
They have those available. I don't know if if the digital, the new
Remaster,
digital
that's what
one,
it is.
I don't know if that's the one or
I
not.
think that the new DVD pack, what do they call those? Box set was
Yeah.
the unremastered version, which people really
Okay.
wanted.
See, I like the touched up like colors and stuff. When the originals came out, the lightsabers were like almost white.
Mm.
It didn't look very good. But that's just me.
Back
I,
in the
I like
day.
I like the colors.
You dork.
But the a lot of the extra scenes that they added later on definitely made the movies worse. But I like the touched up, special effects and stuff. That's fine.
What was that? Did your dog just get shut in a door?
No, he barks at absolutely everything.
That's what it sounded like.
There was a bang and then that caused him to bark.
I opened the door and he barked to come down here.
Yeah.
Speaking of bang, did you guys have thunderstorms the other night?
Oh yeah.
it was
Was it last night or the night before?
night before.
I leapt out of bed and like looked out the window. I don't remember that. That's just what my girlfriend told me.
Nice.
You were possessed.
And she said, or I asked, what was that? And then just laid back down and went to sleep.
That's kind of creepy. That would have
Nice.
freaked me out.
I love thunderstorms.
I do too.
But anyway, more Star Wars news. Some details on Star Wars Battlefront have been revealed too, along with a new cinematic trailer, which I posted last week on our Twitter feed at _T_S athletes or www.twitter.com/thumbstickatheltes. /TS athletes. I'm sorry. I've got it right in front of me. Everything we know about Battlefront so far. I wanted to give thanks to Eric Kane for compiling the info. I tweeted his compilation of the details on Star Wars Battlefront thus far.
We should try and get him on the podcast.
I would love to get him on the podcast. I love his writing and stuff.
Yeah.
Really, really good.
Smart
guy, yeah. It's set during the original trilogy, so playable locations will be Hoth, Endor, Tatooine, and Sullust. And playable heroes announced so far are Darth Vader and Boba Fett. Later on, one of the planets from the new trilogy, called Jakku, will be available as DLC. That's going to be free DLC, too. So that's supposed to come out a couple weeks before the movie.
Battlefront?
Ooh.
No, the
DLC.
The DLC is supposed to come out a couple weeks before the movie.
Oh, I can't believe the movie. It's this year, right?
Yeah, it's December.
That's crazy. It's good because we don't have a Lord of the Rings movie this year, so
Oh yeah, Star Wars will fill that gap.
get our Star Wars fill.
Yes. And Will, I wanted to talk about some of these with you because I know you're the most well-versed Battlefront fan. So
Sure.
you can let me know on your positives and negatives of all these announcements. It'll also be a multiplayer-centric game with no single-player campaign, up to 40 players in a battle, or as little as 8. I'm assuming there's going to be AI enemies, and the players can also play split screen. So
That's what I assumed too. I kind of hope there's a little AI, especially if there's only 8.
Yeah.
I remember these games being pretty large scale. I was also younger when I played it, so it seemed bigger to me.
right,
But yeah, and the no single player, like that's fine.
yeah,
I don't think the other ones had it. Maybe, like-
yeah, they did.
Yeah, they did.
Battlefront 2, I played not that long ago, and that had a single player campaign.
Was it?
It was fine. I mean, you just went through the missions and completed objectives on them.
So do you think this one needs it at all? No. Okay.
It's not. It's unnecessary.
I mean,
I tend to disagree.
Do you?
I want to play a single player campaign in the Star Wars universe just because I like being in it.
Yeah,
You know?
I hear you. But I think they're gonna have other games that will do a better job of that.
yeah, I was gonna say I don't think Battlefront is the game to do that in.
Yeah. Did you guys read the article in the Retro Futurist? EA's Battlefront is starting to look like a large step backward from its predecessor.
No.
It's I saw the post on Reddit, and it does a pretty good job of breaking down just how much Battlefront 3 is missing compared to Battlefronts 1 and 2.
Yeah.
I'll just read through it quick. There's no single player campaign, just a few missions depicting moments from the original trilogy that can be played solo or cooperatively. There is no galactic conquest mode. I'm not sure what that is. Is it some sort of...
That was a single player mode.
Oh, okay. Is that different from the campaign?
Maybe not. Maybe
I think Galactic Conquest was a game mode.
Yeah.
Okay. The max player count is capped at 40 across all platforms. When asked whether bots will be featured, DICE responded with no comment. There are no space battles or fighting in orbit, and air units will be confined to the area above ground maps, like in the Battlefield franchise. The game will launch with only 4 playable planets, though how many maps will be set on each is unclear. Only units and characters from the original trilogy will be featured. The AT-AT walkers shown in the trailer and promotional stills will not be player-controlled and will instead follow a scripted path across the battlefield.
I seem to remember that being in Battlefront 2, though.
What?
The AT-ATs were not player controlled.
I thought you could.
So you can control them in this one.
No, you can't in this one.
Yeah.
Oh, the big ones.
I don't remember them being controlled in the other one. The other ones.
I don't remember. It's been so long. When did Battlefront 2 come out?
2000
Jeez.
something.
It's been a while. The player will also be able to switch between first and third person perspectives at will, which is cool.
Yeah, that is cool. I like that.
I can imagine there's scenarios where one would be better than the other.
Yeah.
The game will also launch on November 17th, 2015, 1 month before the movie comes out. So,
I mean, I'm probably going to own this game for the PC, PlayStation, and one.
really?
Probably.
Wow.
I'm an idiot. But I don't know. I'm kind of torn because I don't think it's going to be received well, but at the same time, I don't really care. I think it's still going to be fun.
I'm predicting 8s.
Yeah.
It'll be an 8.
Well, if you go on the subreddit for it, the world's ending.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not that. I'm pessimistic, but I'm not pessimistic.
I said if Hoth is in it, I'll buy it, and it is from what I've seen.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, it is. It is. That's one of the playable planets.
I don't know. I'm waiting and seeing.
Really, it's going to come down to whether the servers work. I think that's what's going to make or break Battlefront right off the bat.
Yeah, I mean, we've said this before on the podcast, but do you really think EA would let this game flop? And
You wouldn't think so, but
they've surprised us before.
yeah, exactly.
So I would imagine that because this is the amount of rage like that it would get if it didn't work right.
Yeah, I agree.
But
The free DLC that comes with the planet Jakku is meant to bridge the gap between Return of the Jedi and The Force Awakens. Official quotation, quote, "The pivotal moment when the New Republic confronted key Imperial holdouts on a remote desert planet on the Outer Rim, taking place in the aftermath of the Rebel victory in the Battle of Endor, players will experience the events that created the massive battle-scarred landscape of Jakku, shown in Star Wars The Force Awakens," end quote. So that's kind of neat, though, having that, bridge the events between episode 6 and episode 7.
I like it. I know people are mad that DLC was announced already, but
I think I've said this before, but I want to be the guy who coordinates all the lore for the relaunch of Star Wars through Disney.
Oh yeah,
That'd be an awesome job.
Gotta have someone.
Oh, yeah.
Have someone keep all that stuff straight.
Yeah.
I had heard somewhere that apparently the Old Republic and Knights of the Old Republic are no longer considered canon.
No, this is how they phrased it. They said that they're doing such a good thing. They're doing such a good job. They just want them to be their own thing.
That's a slap, underhanded.
yeah, that is.
Yeah.
A backhanded compliment.
Isn't that kind of messed up?
Yeah.
You guys are doing so well. You're on your own.
Yeah.
You can do your own cute little thing on the side.
Oof, that's tough.
Yeah. Well, that's PR spin for you.
Yeah. Despite the appearance and importance of vehicles in Battlefront, all combat will be planetary with no space-based maps at this point, but players can pilot speeder bikes, AT-ATs, and TIE fighters.
I pretty much get the feeling that this is going to be Battlefield with Star Wars skinned.
Yeah. You know what? And maybe not. They won't do initially do space battles, but maybe later on.
Yeah.
And one of the things I saw about it, and I don't know if Eric Kane wrote about this. I also read a little bit about this on IGN, but it'll be good for them to try and it'll be better for them to make a good shooter than try to worry about making a good piloting game and a shooter. You know. So at least they're focusing on making a good shooter now. Maybe they'll add the space stuff later on.
Yeah,
You know?
that's completely right. I agree with that 100%.
Yeah, but even like the old Battlefront games, those I wouldn't necessarily call that good piloting. It was just very simple, but it added a whole other element to the game.
Right. I mean, there'll be piloting, but it's just
Not in space.
what's the word on the planets? There was a term for it.
Suborbital.
Yeah, maybe something like that. It was used in Star Wars Galaxies when they finally added right before the game got
Went down the hole.
and they put so you could fly your ships around on the planets, which was kind of cool.
Like the old Battlefront games. Those. Oops.
There's that. Battlefront is also only coming to new gen consoles and PC and is going to run at 60 frames per second. Resolutions for consoles have not yet been announced.
That's good.
So,
I mean, did anybody expect this to come out in the last consoles?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Don't think so.
Wasn't it announced like leaked a long time ago? But then they rebooted it. Hard time using my words today.
Maybe. I'm glad they're. It wouldn't matter. I'm getting it for PC, so it would be running at 60 frames per second no matter what.
Yeah.
But it's good for the consoles.
I don't know what you guys think, but I think this might be the most interesting game coming out in the fall.
Yeah, maybe
Because
it's got the most around it. It's got the most weight on its shoulders.
It really does.
No
and
doubt.
like it's gonna be. I think it'll be cool to see if it fails, but also cool to see it like succeed really well.
Yeah.
Everyone's hoping it fails because it's EA.
Yeah. So that would be awesome to see it succeed. So everybody's proved wrong.
I selfishly don't want it to fail because I want it to be good because I want to play it and
Enjoy
and
it.
love it.
Actually, play it. Yeah. That's
But
why
that's just my own selfish reasons.
I'm with you. As I said, I think it's the most interesting game this coming fall.
Yeah, it's
Or this
it's
year.
It's definitely got big shoes to fill. I mean, regardless, it's going to disappoint a lot of people probably.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, just like the new movie.
Yeah,
I know people were mad that the lightsabers had hilts on it that were lightsabers.
and that only makes sense.
It would happen.
Yeah, it's dumb.
I think people are upset because it's an impractical use of a
What?
laser, a hilt
Oh, for the love of God.
made out of laser.
Why? It's to block the lightsaber from sliding down the other lightsaber and cutting your hand.
I guess in terms of like when you wield it, like it would be really easy to cut yourself on your own hilt.
Oh,
I think that's why they disliked it. But I saw somewhere there's an explanation for it in one of the new novels, one of the new Star Wars novels.
uh-huh.
That kind of made it make sense.
Okay.
Well, they're master lightsaber wielders. I wouldn't be too worried.
Yeah. Some people get all into depth about wielding a lightsaber too. It's pretty.
It's not real, guys. Chill out.
Yeah, but like the depth that people go into with some of this stuff it's pretty impressive for it being a piece of fiction. You know.
It's like the people who know how to speak that Game of Thrones language or
Yeah,
Klingon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Klingon. Exactly.
It's fantastic.
Can't you get a degree in Klingon somewhere?
You might.
What would you with that?
You go to Star Wars or excuse me,
Oh,
Star Trek
how dare you.
conventions and
Oops.
impress people with your. You have a conversation in Klingon, no doubt.
This is a little off topic, but while we're talking Star Trek, there's a list of the 100. Is it 100? 100 best Star Trek episodes, or the 100 must-watch Star Trek episodes. I think I'm gonna start watching them.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard it's really good. I've seen it a little bit. I could never really get into it.
Sure.
I think it was it Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Yeah, with
Jean-Luc Picard.
Yep. Well, what kind of got me into Star Trek was the rebooted movies.
The rebooted movie. I only saw the first one, but it was really good. I still have to see Into Darkness. It's on Netflix still, I think.
Yes, it is.
I should just watch it because the first one was really good.
Yeah. Second one's not as good, but I still really liked it.
Right. Okay. Moving on. Steam has a new policy to try and limit spam and phishing accounts, which requires the account holder to spend at least $5 in the store or have $5 in their Steam wallet in order to have access to some of the features of Steam, such as sending friend invites, opening group chat, voting on Greenlight, Steam reviews and workshop items, participating in the Steam market, posting frequently in the Steam discussions, gaining Steam profile levels, and trading cards, submitting content on the Steam Workshop, posting in items Steam Workshop discussions, accessing the Steam Web API, and using browser and mobile chat. So that's good. Have you guys, like me, been getting a lot of spam friend invites?
I haven't.
No.
Really? Because over the past, it started maybe about a month ago. I started getting like one a day, probably of a spam account
Really?
friend invite. Yeah.
I know people have that issue on BattleNet too, but I've not had that issue.
I haven't gotten any on BattleNet, but yeah, it's pretty frequent on Steam.
Wow. Okay. I wonder why that is that I haven't been getting it, but a lot of other people have.
I
Is my
Don't know.
account not leveled up high enough? To,
Maybe
like,
you
people
might not
won't
have
see
enough
it?
games on it either. Like I have almost 300 games. That might have something to do with it because they try to hijack your account.
I think you have over 300.
I'm too.
Oh no, it combines my games with your
Yeah,
games.
I'm at two. I think 285 or something like that for games. So yeah, that's good. I have noticed since that came about, I don't think I've gotten a single spam friend. It was this weekend when it came out. I haven't gotten a single one. So to me, it's already working. And then users who haven't spent $5 in Steam will still have access to their games, but not all the other stuff.
Okay.
So, and I guess if you only buy physical copies of games and activate them on Steam, that doesn't count as your $5. Or if you're gifted games, if you have to physically spend $5
That's easy.
in Steam. Well, it's very easy to do, but I guess there are some people out there that only buy like physical copies and activate them on. I mean, someone's going to be pissed off by this, but I'm sure not. I've spent more than I needed to in the Steam.
There's always that one
Steam
person.
shop. Yeah. Yes, there is. So for me, that was good news. And then my last piece of news: AMD CEO Lisa Su inadvertently outed the release date for Windows 10 during an investor's call last week, pegging the end of July as a current target. Microsoft had announced earlier that it would be out this summer, and of course declined to add further to Sue's statement.
Oops.
So, Windows 10 ended July.
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
Bring it on.
My PC's ready. I'll probably wait initially for other people to try it out for gaming, but I'll be one of the early upgraders.
It's
'cause-
free, right?
Yep, free upgrade.
I'm gonna do it day one, Dan.
Day
I'll let
one.
you know.
All right. I mean, I'll do it on my laptop because anything with Windows 7, 8, or 8.1 can upgrade for free. So
Good guy, Microsoft, for doing that.
yeah, it's a smart business move too.
Getting
why
with
not?
the times.
Yeah. Not just that, but like, and also inviting. I mean, I don't know how many pirates are gonna get actual, upgrade to Windows 10, but I'm sure a percentage of them will, and that brings more people into the legitimate ecosystem.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's what they want. They want people buying Microsoft Office.
Yeah, that's a subscription now too,
Is that right?
which is kind of annoying. Yeah.
Yeah. Probably smart.
Yeah.
That's what Adobe does now too.
Yeah. I mean, it wouldn't work out for them if it didn't make them, or they wouldn't do it if it didn't make them more money.
Yeah.
It's also less daunting for you to be like, okay, Photoshop is $5 a month as opposed to 200 up front,
Yeah.
or what it is.
And I mean, there's just so many crowdsourced freeware going around that can do the same thing that,
Or very close to it.
yeah, that all these software programs like Photoshop, you can just use GIMP.
Yeah. Microsoft Word, you can use OpenOffice or LibreOffice, or I mean, there's a number of them. So, So that's it for my news. Will, what do you got?
My first one is new Starbound update adds pets in teleporters and slime. So the last stable update for Starbound was 3 months ago, and before that had been nearly a year. But it's starting to update a little bit more frequently now. But I just want to get your guys' opinions. Like, it's pretty frustrating that this game's not out yet, right? Because weren't we promised it to be out by latest 2014 by the summer?
It was supposed to be that a lot of people thought that the 1.0 patch was coming out like right before Christmas last year, and it never did. I've given up on it. I won't play it even when it does come out to version 1.0.
No.
I've put like 40 hours into it or something like that. That was enough for me.
Yeah. See, I didn't.
know.
I've only put in 2. I've waited so I
Yeah.
can play it when it's out, but I only have so much time.
Yeah. Well, that's just it.
See, the thing is, though, I get very easily brought into hype, and if there's any hype around it, I'm like, well, I've got to play Starbound now.
Yeah.
So I'll end up playing it. But
There was like a good solid chunk of maybe like 6 months where everybody was super excited for Starbound. And now I feel like all that excitement is gone.
Yeah.
yeah, you're right.
Well, a lot of that it's been in early access for 2 years.
But why?
I don't know. It's not. It doesn't seem like it's that complicated of a game. I just don't think the development team's working that hard on it.
It must be. I mean, it's just Terraria in space.
Right.
And
Yeah,
while they've been doing this, the Terraria team has made Terraria in space.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they're putting out Terraria Otherworld.
It's called Edge of Space. Yeah, and then the other world. When's that come out?
They never gave out a release date, but I'm assuming soon, right?
I don't know.
Because they're working on Terraria 2 as well.
Yeah.
I don't know. The whole early access thing kind of bothers me because Massive Chalice still isn't out and The Long Dark isn't out, and those are 2 games that I have and I kind of want to play, but like, why bother if it's not out?
Yeah. Yeah. I won't buy a game in early access anymore. I don't think.
No, unless
I got too burned by Starbound, and the problem with that too is like the people that complained like, hey, you're not putting out updates out enough, were banned from forums, and like, you know, there was a movement to silence people who were upset that there was not enough progress on the game. So there's that too. That was a little bit of a controversy in the Starbound community.
What game was it that they put out an early access game and then announced they're doing another early access? Oh, it was Rust.
Rust.
That bothers me so much.
We're going to start over and take the game in another direction.
Again. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the early access stuff. It's kind of scuzzy to some point.
Yeah, I won't spend money on an early access game anymore.
Well,
The
Steam tried to implement some sort of filtration process for that, right? Like they didn't. You had to commit to updating your game, and I don't know, or did they just update the terms for when you submit an early access game? Is that, I can't remember
I'm not sure
specifically what they did, but it was something along the lines of they had to agree to have regular updates for the game, and you know, the early access program was only for games that they intended to have a full release for.
Yep.
Blah blah blah. Yeah,
it's legalese. Steam's protecting themselves. I don't think Steam should have to babysit everybody, though. You know, I mean, there's how many games on Steam? It's not their. I don't feel like it's their job to babysit absolutely every little game that's out there. You know,
no way.
People need to be more careful with their money and not buy every new neat, crazy sounding thing if you don't think it's gonna
pan
out. You know.
I think everybody's starting to realize that, though. The honeymoon phase is over.
Yep.
How long has DayZ been in early access? Does anybody know?
For a while.
Too long.
Yeah, I mean, I got that as part. I feel like I got that like a year and a half ago as a part of a Humble Bundle that came with Arma 2.
Okay.
So I didn't like buy it on its own. I just got the mod as part of the Humble Bundle.
And I know the developers of DayZ upped the price for their game. It's like it's still not even in beta.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if H1Z1's going to be out before DayZ.
Maybe.
See, the thing with H1Z1, though, is when I knew it was under Sony, I was pretty confident it was going to come out. But now it's not.
Right.
Wait, it didn't come out?
H1Z1, it's only in alpha.
Yeah, they're still working.
So, like, I'm not going to play that because when I played it, it was pretty bare bones with a lot of stuff. And I realized it's zombie apocalypse, but I felt like I wasn't making any progress whatsoever.
Yeah.
So, I'm waiting for that. It might be better now. I know they added bears in the game.
Nice.
Which is pretty big. I love myself a bear.
Yeah.
But my next one is Shovel Knight. Comes out on the Xbox One April 29th, and it's already out on the PS4. It's cross-buy on the PS4, so you can have it for everything.
Mm-hmm.
This is a game I want to play. I'm probably going to buy it when I can get my PSN Live or PSN subscription going again. I haven't done it.
It's also on the 3DS
and
Wii U.
It's basically out on everything at this point. Yep. You should play it.
It was on Steam. It came out on Steam simultaneously, I think, with the Wii U and 3DS versions.
I know Corey and Eric both played it. Corey, did you really like it? I don't remember.
I liked it.
it was good, not as good as everyone gave it credit for, right?
Yeah. I think the description of it that I latched onto most was like the greatest NES game ever, kind of thing, you know.
That makes sense.
But it's coming out in 2000, or it came out in 2014.
Right.
The next one is that Bravely Second is out in Japan now. It's called Bravely Second End Layer, the follow-up to last year's Bravely Default. There has not been any word on when it's coming here. I'm assuming it was because this article says it sold quite well here, which baffled and delighted the executives at Square Enix. So,
Baffled and delighted.
yeah,
Wow.
they must have. I don't know why they even decided to bring it over if they thought it was going to do so poorly. But I'm
Yeah.
glad they did.
I'm glad they did too. I love that game.
I'm hoping this one's a little bit better with the grinding.
It's supposed to be because everyone hated that part. Everyone hated that part.
Yeah.
So
Show me a person who liked it. I'll call him a liar.
Yeah, exactly.
It was awful.
So they were going to work on that for the next one. So it's supposed to be a little more I don't know
Focused.
Yeah, focused is a good way to put it. Yeah, I can't think of my words tonight either, Corey.
Is it the same characters in this one?
No, it's a couple of same characters, but some different ones.
Do we know which ones?
Kinda.
Are we allowed to say?
I'm not gonna spoil it for people who don't know, but the at the end of Bravely Default, was there a video? Or did I? Yeah.
One person's in rough shape.
Yeah, there was at the end of Bravely Default, there was a video that they showing one of the characters from
Yeah.
the next one.
Not doing-
I won't spoil that for people who haven't played it. If you haven't played it, it's really good. Other than the middle third,
Yeah, if you can
if you can power through that,
just
well done.
put it on the highest speed for combat and just fight those dragons repeatedly.
Yep.
And those bosses. We'll talk after because I want a little refresher on the character. I think I know who it is, but I just want to make sure. But that gets me excited. I hope it comes out soon-ish.
Yeah, I would, if I had to guess, I would say it's probably going to come out in the fall
Okay.
here, because Xenoblade Chronicles X is also coming out in Japan next week, and that's supposed to come out in the fall too.
Okay.
So I would think we'll probably hear about it at E3.
Okay.
With it being only a month and a half away.
Do you remember how long Bravely Default was in Japan before it came here in the first? Was it a year?
It might. I think it was a little bit longer. Yeah.
Okay.
It was about a year if I had to guess. I think
Okay.
it was a year.
It'll probably get here faster than that because
Yeah, because now they know it was popular enough to
Yeah.
bring the sequel over here too.
This is one game that I hope just always does really well.
Yeah.
It's like-
it was good.
It's like one of the only JRPGs that's like been really, really I've been able to play, really.
Yeah.
Let's see. Well, my phone's about to die, so I'm gonna try and get this one in.
Okay.
GameStop is giving out $100,000 in scholarships to employees. They committed a chunk of its capital to the future of the organization. The video game retailer is making an investment in itself by helping out people who work at the store at that level. So that's a good thing.
Yeah.
It's always good when companies back people going to college and working in their company. Let's see if I could get a little more. Today, GameStop announced its Power to the Scholars program, a scholarship fund for its employees that's made up of $100,000 between May 1st to June 19th. Employees can apply for one of 2,500 scholarships. That's 40 people can get the $2,500 for scholarship for use in pursuing higher education. The requirements for the application are that your employee must have worked at GameStop for at least 1 year and have a minimum grade point average of 3.0.
That's
As I said,
doable.
Yeah, that
nice.
is doable. It's pretty easy to get a 3.0, I think.
I wonder what the application entails. Do you get to write an essay about how much you love GameStop? Because that would be the hardest part.
Unless it's the Vestal one.
Well, any retail is brutal.
I love Vestal GameStop.
Yeah, but still,
Yeah.
the people that they probably have to put up with on a regular basis.
Oh, yeah. I understand it.
Ugh.
This is only slightly related, but did you guys see the video of the kid that had 30 seconds to make a layup, a three-pointer, in a half-court shot?
No.
And if he did, he won a $10,000 scholarship. And it was just like a high school game.
Did he do it?
Yeah, he did it.
That school must have been so mad.
It was awesome. Like, everyone freaked out and, like, rushed him onto the court. And it was just some dude. Just some kid.
That's
Like,
fantastic.
the players from both teams were, like, dancing around him and everyone was... It was great. I love that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Because you're not supposed to win them.
No. No, the people that sponsor those do not budget for you to win them.
No.
It's like well, I forgot what Will Ferrell movie it is, but they do that. It's the basketball one.
Oh,
Semi-pro.
yeah. Semi-pro.
And he does the half court shot with the real stoner dude. He makes it, and it was like $100,000, and he made it, and they just kicked him out of the stadium.
Nice.
But anyway, that's all I had.
Okay. What do you got, Corey?
Just one little one. This is the only thing I felt worthy of discussing in this past week. You guys got all the good ones. Trine 3 launched in early access on Steam on Tuesday.
Very
Oh,
nice.
it's already there, huh?
Yeah, it's already there, speaking of early access. So Frozen Byte said that Trine 3 is our first move towards 3D game. Frozen Byte is the developer. Trine 3 is our first move towards 3D gameplay in the Trine series, so we wanted to get in touch with our player base in an early enough phase to collect feedback on the new gameplay features so we can tweak those into the right direction. Early access can hopefully provide us with lots of players willing to do this.
So there you go. There's an actual reason to use early access. Obviously, they have a good track record with Trine 1 and Trine 2, both really good games that both came out and sold well.
Yeah.
Available on a lot of different things, too. And then, they're just using that to tweak the gameplay.
Yep.
That's what it's for,
Yeah, it's not for people can launch this shell of a game and have it be developed like with no game plan in mind and just sort of developed as it goes,
Wing it.
willy-nilly. This is like paying for the game, and like you said, Dan, they have a good track record. People are going to foot the bill because Trine's such a great series.
Yeah.
One of my favorites, for sure. And a game I'm really looking forward to. People can pony up that money now, and it's basically like a beta demo, of the game, and they can give their feedback, and Frozen Byte benefits. Everyone wins. Win, win, win.
Yeah.
We win because we get to talk about it.
Definitely.
6 to 7 hours total playable content once the game comes out. There is an online multiplayer mode and a level editor, but in the early access build, you will just get all 3 characters, but there will only be 2 maps and a local co-op multiplayer mode. And the full release will be at the end of the summer.
Nice.
Okay.
Cool.
I'm really excited for that game.
Yeah.
It's going to be awesome.
I still have to play the first 2.
Oh my god, I'll play with you.
I have Trine 2 actually on my tablet. It was one of the games that came with it. It runs on the tablet too. It's not streamed from anywhere.
I'm pretty sure Corey and I beat that on his first 24-hour stream for Extra Life.
I think you're
nice.
right, yeah.
Corey, we gotta play through the third one now.
I can't wait.
It's gonna be awesome.
We should do it for 3 big queens.
Yeah.
3 players.
Yeah, and we also have to start a Divinity playthrough.
Yeah, we do.
There's not enough time
Oh, there isn't.
for all this stuff.
No.
There isn't.
How long till The Witcher? About a month?
Yeah, it's the 24th.
Uh-oh.
Month and 2 days?
A little over a month.
Oh, boy.
I still got to get through 1 and 2 before then.
Same here.
But before I get to 1 and 2, I've got to get through Pillars of Eternity at the very least. I probably won't get through Xenoblade before then, but
To play Bloodborne, too.
you should have played Bloodborne. That game's fantastic.
I need more time right now.
Yeah,
I need to
I
quit
hear
my
you.
job.
No, you don't.
You're right, because I wouldn't have been able to buy it otherwise.
Right. All right, well, let's get into our week, shall we?
Mm-hmm.
What do you got going on, Corey?
I got a job.
You did.
I did, yeah. Starting Monday. Paid orientation with lunch.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's a round of applause.
I'm going back to blue collar. Going to be taking care of grounds at a old folks residence.
Oh,
Good. Nice.
But you'd think I was applying for the CIA based on all the paperwork and tests I had to undergo.
Yep.
But
Like what?
not getting paid much, but part of the reason why I left New York City was I didn't care for the corporate lifestyle, and this is the total opposite. So I'm hoping at least I'll be happier, even though I'll be
And
much lighter in the pockets.
well, maybe you won't come home all depressed too, and you can pursue creative
Right.
things. Pursue your dreams.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I'm not there for the money.
Right.
I'm there to make enough money to pay the bills, but stay happy and healthy and all that stuff. And the hours are great. It's 8 to 3, weekdays only.
Oh wow,
Perfect.
That's perfect.
Yeah, and I get to be outside in the summer.
That's gonna be the only thing I miss about working at the golf course. Is working
Yeah.
outside.
Stay fit, stay tan,
And
keep your sandy sun bleached hair. But no, I'm excited. It'll be nice to have a little more structure in my day because my days have slowly been devolving the last 4 months.
Nice.
I started off real productive every day, all day, and then it just kind of got worse and worse and worse. And
Gotcha.
then I ran out of money, and I was like, okay, well now I need to work.
Yeah.
So
nice work though.
that's where I'm at. Thanks. It was
I'm
a long,
proud of you.
it was a long process. What I'm wondering though is because I'm working for a nonprofit, does that mean I can get student loan forgiveness?
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, I think. I know if you're like a teacher, you can, but I think there's some sort of working for a nonprofit. I don't know. I'll figure that out on my own.
Look her up.
Maybe.
The other thing I wanted to mention was the delicious menu. I went to brunch over the weekend with my girlfriend and her coworkers at my favorite place around here. It's called Nail Creek Pub and Brewery. And they had, because 420, which is a major stoner holiday, was, what's today? Wednesday? It was Monday.
Monday, yeah.
We went to brunch on Sunday. They had their 420 menu. And it was a printout. And there was just a little drawing at the top of a guy that looked like Willie Nelson smoking a bowl. But their menu was awesome. I got bacon cheeseburger egg rolls.
Wow.
Oh my god.
And they also had peanut butter and jelly French toast. And mac and cheese stuffed poblano peppers with Cheetos crusted over it.
Wow.
Yeah.
That sounds fantastic.
That's crazy.
It was great. We got there at like 11:30 and they wouldn't serve alcohol till noon. Is that a thing?
Probably.
I hope not. That's stupid.
Yeah, it kind of sucked. We had to
You
wait.
you should be able to get alcohol whenever you want.
Yeah, well, I remember going to a 4th of July party one year. I think it was 4th of July, and it was like a Sunday. And I was on my way driving from Endwell to Newark Valley, and I stopped at the Wise to pick up some beer. And it was early. I think it was like 7:30, and they wouldn't sell it to me. They're like, it's against the law. Like, we can't sell you beer.
I think it's like 8 o'clock in the morning.
But why?
I don't know. They feel like they need to babysit everybody. Just let people do their own thing. Let people be stupid if they want to be stupid.
Yeah.
It's
Or
dumb.
I wasn't even being stupid. I
Right.
wanted beer for the party later that day.
Well, I mean, bartenders
Yeah.
can be responsible for people driving drunk home. Like, why? It's not the bartender's responsibility to babysit you.
Because then they're liable.
They shouldn't be, though.
I
Well,
know.
who made that case initially that it was the bartender's fault that some asswipe got in a car accident because they drank too much and drove home?
I don't know, but that precedent was set somewhere.
It was some prick lawyer that did it. Is what happened.
Yeah.
To try and pass the blame on to someone else.
Prick lawyers.
Yeah.
I hear that.
But I started drinking a lot as soon as noon hit. Tried some beers I've never tried before, and then I came home and slept for like 2 hours.
Oh man.
Started my day.
I would kill for a nap, like a good uninterrupted 2 or 3 hour nap. Kill.
Yeah, I'm not a big napper, but after 3 or 4 beers early in the morning, you either got to keep it going all day or you got to go to sleep for a little bit. So
Yep. I remember that from my old drinking days.
yeah,
start drinking in the morning, you gotta sleep it off in the afternoon.
Yeah. I was really tempted to keep it going all day, but I didn't have anybody to hang out with. My girlfriend had to go to work. So I would have just been here by myself.
Yeah.
But that's all I wanted to talk about.
Sounds good. What about you, Will?
Not a whole lot. I got sick again earlier in the week. I'm better now. But yeah, around Sunday night I started to feel a little sore throat coming on, and I was like, figures. Yeah, but I only was sick for 2 days, and I was really sick, I think maybe 2 weeks ago, where my stomach just killed.
Yeah.
So I hate being sick more than anything. Having to work and stuff like that, and then having to go to the gym and just
because you're still new, you can't really call in yet.
And like I just had to take a week off for stupid jury duty.
Yeah.
So like I couldn't not go in, and then I got called into work on Tuesday on my day off, and I was like, oh, and I was sick, but feeling a little bit better now, more energy. I took medicine for the first time in like years, because I had to go to work and everything like that. It was different when I was home alone all day. And
you could just lay
there and be miserable. Like when I had Ebola and it was like October. I could just lay there.
Yeah.
But other than that, not a whole lot. I played some video games. I played a little of the Handsome Jack collection, which I forgot about in teasers. A little bit of Hero League and Heroes of the Storm.
I'm excited to hear about that.
My face hurt all day today.
Why?
I went to clean my face with acne stuff, and last night, mind you, and I woke up and my face hurt so bad. So I was then at work today, and like my face was just beet red, like it is now, but worse. And like whenever I like laughed or something, my face hurt, and it was really embarrassing all day because I knew everybody was looking at it.
What caused it?
Just the acne stuff that I put
really?
on. Yeah, I think it was just either I put on too much and it like chemically burned it, which is scary to think about people putting that on their face because I'm not going to anymore. Or just like during the winter when I was using it, I had this issue, but during the summer I didn't. I thought it was good enough for a climate to do it again.
Gotcha.
No, it isn't.
What is it?
I don't know.
Some product?
Some product. But that's my week. Not a whole lot. Nothing interesting. Hockey.
Yeah. That's all. That's the only thing I've been doing is watching playoff hockey, which has kept me up really late a few nights.
Yeah.
Now, and I don't make that sleep up. It was the game last night got over at like 2:20, which is usually about when I go to bed. But the stress of the especially games that go into overtime really just wears on you more than like sitting down and playing a video game or watching a movie. And by the end of it, I was spent. Because I was telling these guys earlier, I've been watching, playoff hockey with an elevated heart rate for 4.5 hours. So I felt like I had just gotten done playing 5 complete periods of hockey, part of a sixth. Even though I hadn't, I'd just been sitting on the couch or sitting on my little egg chair and watching. But
I understand that though, just watching it and being drained.
Yeah,
crazy.
Absolutely drained.
It sucks when you have a rooting interest in every series too.
Yeah.
It's been a bad playoff.
Yeah, I've been watching a lot of hockey, which sucks because it cuts into my video game time. But
I've found a good game to play while watching hockey is Hearthstone.
I could see that.
It is actually.
Because you take your turn and then you watch the game. And you just listen for the sound cues and then you take your turn.
Yeah.
It's pretty nice.
That's a good combination. I don't know if it's enough to bring me back to Hearthstone, but
Heroes of the Storm is terrible to play while watching.
Oh, yeah, you have to focus on that. You can't look away for even a minute.
No.
10 seconds because you might miss something, especially like late game when you're doing all the team battles.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to look away during that.
Unless you die and you got that 50-second respawn.
Right.
Which is nice sometimes.
50-second respawn of shame. So that's all I had going on. Should we get right into what we played?
You want?
I think this episode's going to be over an hour, though. I think we're going to make it.
Really?
All right.
Yep.
Good work,
We're at 48 minutes right now. Almost 49 minutes. So, Corey, we'll start with you.
I played I have 3 beaten games to discuss this
Oh
week.
wow,
I'll start with Dragon Age Inquisition, all 118 hours of it.
Good job.
118.
118. Did everything
Nice.
except for a couple of the hidden secrets.
Yeah, I couldn't find all that stuff either.
I didn't feel like the reward probably wasn't worth it.
Right.
Um,
Especially over leveled like you are.
Yeah, it's just a waste of time at that point. I didn't care for the ending at all.
No, I thought the ending was a little bit underwhelming too.
I think, again, a game. I was more offended by the way Dragon Age Inquisition ended than I was Mass Effect 3.
Well, you liked the Mass Effect 3 ending though, didn't you?
I did. I liked it a lot. But I don't know. This whole I don't really know how much influence I haven't explored the other ways, the other choices that people have made, but I don't know. I didn't feel like anything I did really mattered.
That's how I felt at the end too. And I don't know if that's the case or not, but that's the impression that I got from a little bit of reading I did after I actually beat it. So that was definitely a con of mine for the ending of Dragon Age Inquisition.
You know what we should start doing is for like big games like that is we should do a spoiler discussion, like tack it on at the end of the episode. And
Well,
you could say like from here on, spoilers.
That's what. Well, we had feedback a couple weeks ago. Someone wanted us to do hangovers.
Yeah.
We could do that. We'll just record it when we're done. When we're done with the episode and put out as its own 15 or 20 minutes.
I think we should do that too.
But yeah, I was happy. I mean, well, I had no issue. I don't know. It just kind of ended for me, and I had no issue fighting through the end of it because I was over leveled. I mean, that's going to happen anyway. I expected that, having done everything, beating all the dragons. And that was another thing that really bothered me. The dragon battles were terrible.
Yeah.
They were all the same thing with a different element. And they did that stupid thing where you'd hit them, knock them down, and then they'd jump away and spin and then put up their armor, and you have to go through the whole thing all over again. And there was no like ebb and flow of battle. It was just like, this is stupid. I'm holding auto attack using the same combination of abilities. This is just taking forever. There's no way he's going to beat me. It's just wasting my time for the next... One of the dragons I fought, the Highland Ravager in the Emperor's
du Lion or whatever.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was really, really annoyed by that. The AI for your teammates is terrible.
Oh, it's awful.
And they just kept walking into stuff and dying, and I kept trying to micromanage it, and eventually I just gave up and was like, this is not worth my time, and I just auto-attacked with just my guy while my team was dead for literally, I kid you not, half an hour.
Ugh.
Wow.
The Highland Ravager. It was terrible. And it was, I don't know. And all the dragons were the same.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm scared to play this game now.
Well, again, like I sound bitter about it, but it's just I did like the game. I think it's a good game. I don't want you guys to think I hate Dragon Age Inquisition. I think it's good. It's just I'm trying to take that other side of it, and because I mean you and Eric picked it for your game of the year last year, so I'm just trying to give some counterpoints.
I still probably would pick. I mean, it would be either that or Mario Kart for me. Mario Kart 8. I couldn't see myself picking Dark Souls 2 over Dragon Age. I really enjoyed Dragon Age. I had the same issues that you had, Corey. It didn't bother me as much.
Well, the first one had was it the Lands Me? That's what it was?
Phew.
I can't remember where you were like in a council, and
yeah,
all your decisions came to light that you made throughout the game, and you're making more decisions during that.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
And even again, if you go back to that idea of illusion of choice, even if they just gave you that at the end of the game, I would feel a lot better.
Yeah.
I don't know. And my favorite character is the one, Dan, at the end that.
Oh.
Yeah.
I know what you mean. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. I'd like to talk about it with you soon.
We should, because I should do a refresher before we do that, because otherwise I'd forget.
Yeah, I want to watch some videos and just see how different choices play out
Uh-huh.
and stuff like that. There's some really great things in that game too that I don't really touch on because you guys already did. I just kind of try and touch on the stuff I absolutely hated.
Yeah.
I loved playing dress up in that game.
Yeah.
That's probably the most fun. It's just seeing the different armor and how bad. Because my guy was just a little dwarf, but some of that armor he could put on, and then you could tint it with the new update. I don't know if you had played to that point. Did you?
No, I hadn't.
Yeah, there's a table in the Undercroft where you craft weapons and stuff, where you can tint your armor. That was pretty fun.
Yeah, all the armor looks really cool. I really like the crafting system in that. I thought the crafting was really good, really well done.
Yeah, I didn't know, like at the end of the game, I pretty much had just rare, the purple epic or legendary or whatever they're called, items for all my characters.
Yeah.
I don't think I could craft anything better than those, unless there's like, I don't know, tiers of crafting that I didn't discover or something like that.
Right.
But the whole Skyhold stuff was really fun, building up Skyhold and
Just love doing that in a game.
Yep, and going back and talking to everybody in between missions. That's great. And going to, there's the one merchant that sold the orders that could increase your power. Spent so much money on those. Just because, I didn't need to, but...
Yeah.
Who'd you pick for your love interest? Is that spoilery?
No, it was the accountant.
Josephine?
Josephine, yeah.
Yeah, me
See, I'm
too.
already forgetting all the names and stuff. I haven't played it since early this year, so that was when I finished it up. And I think I finished it up in January, shortly after New Year's.
I liked Cassandra at first, but then Josephine won me over with her kind of dorkiness.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the accent, too.
Oh, yeah. The Orlais accent?
Yeah, I would have gone after Morrigan, but Morrigan was not a romanceable character in Dragon Age Inquisition.
No, she's not.
Which was unfortunate. I do like that she was in it, too. But anyway.
Yeah. So that's Dragon Age. And then I, on a whim, just booted up Dying Light. I had been playing a lot of Dragon Age. I played 18 hours this past week. Which is a ton. And then I needed something a little bit different, so I booted up Dying Light. And I was about 80% of the way through that game when I started, so I was pretty close to the end. But that game is not like riding a bike. Trying to remember everything at that point in the game.
Yeah.
I died a lot because I haven't played it in a couple months.
Remembering all the parkour. Did you play with a controller or
Jeez.
keyboard and mouse?
Controller.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
What are you doing? That's why it was hard, probably.
I don't like keyboard and mouse.
I don't know.
This might be one of the only like shooter-like games that I would play with the controller because of the parkour and stuff like that.
Yeah, but it's so easy on a keyboard. Like it's all the same. The good thing about playing Dying Light on a keyboard and mouse is like I said, all the the space bar is the jump in like every first person shooter, and I know isn't it like right bumper on Dying Light
For what?
for like running and jumping and like the parkour stuff.
Yeah.
Which is weird. I know you can map the buttons, but I tend to just use the default. That's strange to me. I think that would confuse me too. But
I liked it. I thought the controls were cool.
yeah,
That's Dying Light is a really, really good game.
that's what I said too.
Yeah.
Probably I can't say it's the best game I've come out this year because
I think it is for me, honestly.
Bloodborne would probably be it for me. But
That whole zombie slaying playground thing is great. And I didn't spend any time with the multiplayer or the mod tools, developer tools, or whatever they are. But once that stuff starts coming out, it's going to be awesome. Got to the point where I just run around the city and I had the car traps and I just activate them while I was on the run. And so the zombies would go to them and the cars would explode and I'd just keep getting experience. It was cool.
nice. Yeah, that was a cool game. Very cool game. Very well done.
Kind of got a raw deal with the reviews, I think.
Yeah.
I think it reviewed well, didn't it?
Yeah, but it got like 6s and 7s.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was one of those games, like 6 to 8, I think was
The range.
the range. I don't know.
I mean, I'd probably give it like an 8.5.
I don't like looking stuff up while we're talking, but I'm just going to boot up the Metacritic here.
What did you think of the ending?
I didn't dislike it as much as you.
Okay.
I wanted a little bit more closure, which I think is what you said.
No, I didn't like how the final boss battle. I liked how the
Oh.
game ended and how it gave you a reason like to drop you back off where you were, like it explained that well in the story and it made sense in the story.
Yeah.
Like most games are just like, oh, you beat the game, but you can go back and do whatever you want now,
Mm-hmm.
with no explanation or no reason why the character would continue to do the same things. But it makes complete sense in Dying Light.
Yep. Yeah, definitely. I did like the parkour part of the end of the game.
Yeah.
I thought that was really well done, but you're right, the combat end of the game part was not well done.
I would have just liked to fight, a fight, even if it was an easy fight.
Yeah. Let me do what I've been doing the whole game.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. A QTE is never a good way to end a game.
No.
But yeah, beat that as well.
Well done. What was the Metacritic on it?
74.
Yeah, that's low, I think. Is that the professional or user?
That's pro. I'll check PC is 75. The console versions are 74. User score is 7.7.
Really?
That's okay. Yeah, I think I would give it like an 8 or an 8.5 if I was ranking on a scale of 1 to 10 of how much I liked it. Not necessarily a review score. Right?
It's one of those games that kind of like Saints Row 4 is you just want to boot it up every now and again and mess
kill some
around.
cops.
Play around with your cool abilities and slay zombies.
Yeah.
There's the one part in the end where I forget where you are and what you're doing. I think it's when you're trying to meet the doctor.
Okay.
And there's just this one long hallway that you have to get across, which you can get across by the ceiling, doing the parkour on the ceiling, but there's like 100 zombies in that little hallway.
No, I think it's when you're in the museum.
Yep, you're right, museum. And I had so much fun. That's when I started the game after not playing it for 2 months. That's the point where I was. I had so much fun just throwing Molotov cocktails in that hallway and giving all the zombies headshots with my different guns and refamiliarizing myself with the game by doing that was a lot of fun.
Yeah. So far, my biggest surprise.
Oh, definitely.
That'll be my number one thus far for biggest surprise for a thumbie.
And
at year's end,
we were worried about that one too because the review embargo didn't come up until day of, right?
Review embargo didn't come up until day of. A lot of people got their review copies late.
Yeah.
Like after the game had already come out, so they didn't get a chance to review it.
I wonder if they were nervous or what.
I'm not sure. I canceled my pre-order for it because of that. Because I found out like the day before that the reviews weren't coming out until late, so I canceled my pre-order. And then when I saw that everyone, not only was it a good PC port, because that was another concern of mine, whether it would be run crappy on PC, which it didn't. But I was worried it was gonna suck. Then when the reviews came out and they were good enough for it, I was like, okay, I can buy it.
And thank you for buying it, by the way. I'm pretty sure
I
used your copy, right?
Yeah. I mean, I got it from Amazon. I got a game credit for it, and it was
money well spent.
It was only $50, I think, and then I got a $5 or $10 Amazon credit for it. So game credit.
Money well spent.
Yeah. Okay. Next game, Corey.
Heroes of the Storm. I also beat
Hots.
via our guidelines.
Yeah.
Which was level 30 and 10 heroes. I just bought my last hero, which was, who did I buy? Gazlo.
Yeah.
Who I played for the first time today.
Oh boy.
Eric and I played. Well, Will, let's talk about our adventure into Hero League.
Yeah. Well, me and you were playing. Well, it was last night, right?
Yes.
And we were doing quick match, and we were cleaning up pretty good. We've been winning a lot.
I was on a 15-game win streak.
Wow.
At the end of last night.
So the matchmaking was going to happen.
Which it caught up with me today, for sure.
So Corey and I were kind of bored, and we had another person, one of my friends, and we decided to just make our team league thing, which we made. And then we were like, let's just do Hero League. Go for it.
Which is, the Hero League is their, like, ranked ladder play.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you start out rank 50, and every win you gain experience to get to the next rank, and you rank down to 1 as being the highest.
Wow.
Is that the
I
highest, or is there like legend like there is in Hearthstone?
There might be Legend when the game comes out, which none of us covered. Heroes of
Oh
the
yeah.
Storm's coming open beta May 19th, I think, and then going open or released
In the summer.
June 2nd,
Yeah.
which is shocking.
I think Eric was Eric the one that tweeted those, maybe?
He must have been.
Okay.
Oh, wait, it was me, and I didn't even.
Come on, Will.
I'm a big idiot. Wow. Yeah. And I think the next hero has been leaked.
Okay.
My guess it's coming next Tuesday. I think they're going to announce it at the Heroes of the Dorm finale.
Oh, that's this weekend, right?
On Sunday. I got that feeling. It's going to be. A lot of people think, at least in the subreddit and stuff like that, it's going to be Kalthus, who is from Warcraft, which kind of sucks. But moving on, Hero League. So Hero League is the ranked aspect of it, and it's really cool because you can do a draft. So each person on each team gets to select their hero, and how it works is there's number 1 person goes, and you select, and then 2 people on the other team go, and then 2 people on your team go, and then 2 people on their team go, and it just goes back and forth until each person has 1 or 2 picks left. So I got last pick and second to last pick. So I was going with Brightwing for my daily, and Brightwing's my favorite support player. So I was lucky both times to get her. But how it is like the person who picks first, gets to pick their hero that they're best with, pretty much is what happens. And then from there, everybody fills in what role needs to be filled in.
Yeah.
So, like, right now, the big thing is the 2 healers, tank, and the assassins. 2 assassins slash specialists, like, if they're good with damage dealing, like Sylvanas, Zagara, Nazebo is another one. So that's how you fill in. And I think Johnny was the only person who didn't get to play as Sylvanas both times, who's the hero he was working on, because somebody on the other team picked her first. But it's pretty cool. I like the draft. Corey?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, that's the only difference between Hero League and Quick Match.
I think there is a big play difference.
And you can't have the same hero on 2 different teams, right? Like
yes, you can't.
Once the hero's picked, it's gone.
Out, yeah. I think there's a play difference.
I don't know. Maybe. I mean, I've played matches in Quick Match that I felt like the other team was very well coordinated and
oh yeah, definitely
working together. And then the one we played in ranked was a breeze.
Yeah, I just feel like everybody. Well, those players weren't good, but I feel like in the Hero League, everybody. I'm trying to find the right words for this. There's nobody that's just kind of like out there doing their own thing, being stupid.
Yeah.
Everybody seems to be working as a team, and it's like working cohesively and everything like that. And everybody's going for the objectives and stuff like that. Like, you don't get the 1 or 2 players who are new, who are just screwing around in the lane and not helping. And everybody, like the 3 of us didn't like chat a lot, but like the other 2 people on the team were like coordinating and telling, who goes where and like what to do. Like, it was more team focused, and like everybody was being more in charge and not as mean. I guess the people we played with weren't mean at all because we won. But yeah, like the first one we played was on Haunted Mines, and we cleaned up pretty good. We won. I don't even know. It was within like 15 minutes, right?
Yeah, that was a quick one.
Yeah, I had one match I played that it was one about the 15-minute mark, and I was like, wow, that was a pretty solid dismantling.
Pretty fast match.
Yeah.
And, we had some pretty nice plays on that one. But the one after, boy, was that a fight. We played on Tomb of the Spider Queen, which is one of my worst maps. It's my favorite map, but it's the map I'm just terrible with winning on. And, boy, was that back and forth the entire time, right, Corey?
Oh, yeah. That was one of those hard-fought ones that when it was over and we won, we were like... That one felt good. We worked for that one.
That's the one we ended on, too, because we didn't want
to screw it up and on a sour note.
Yeah, because once I'm on a sour note, I have to keep playing until I win.
God.
So...
That one, Tomb of the Spider Queen, is a good one for... I was playing as Nazebo, right? Was I playing as Nazebo?
Yep, you were in Nazebo.
Yeah, that's a good one for him, especially for the build that I use, because the first ability I pick is one that when I get minion kills, it increases my health in mana for everyone, and it increments throughout the game. And that specific map, you're constantly killing minions. So I think by the end of it, I had like a 700 health bonus or something like that.
Holy crap.
Nazebo can do a ton of damage, so with that extra health, he's also less squishy, so it works out really well.
Yeah,
It's a good
that
map
helped.
for him. But it's weird because that was the difficult one, and Haunted Mines was the easy one, and that one, that build for Nazebo isn't good for because you get very few minion kills. But I don't know, just one of those things.
Yeah, the point of like Two of the Spider Queen is to kill the minions that drop the gems and turn
Yeah.
them in. But there was a couple points where I thought we lost that match.
Oh yeah,
I think it was over 30 minutes of a match. It was
Wow.
long.
yeah, it was a battle.
But yeah, that felt great to win that one. This game's awesome still.
I want to do Team League.
We got to get Eric's the only other person we know that's 40.
Wow, what are you, Dan?
21, maybe. I doubt I'll get up there with you guys.
I told you, Dan, I'd level you.
I know, but a lot of it too is having the ability to play all the different characters too. Like,
That's true.
Nah.
yeah,
There's 3 characters I know, and that's it.
yeah, but I have like one that I play as.
Just,
Lee.
just play them.
Yeah, but I'm playing my RPGs.
Yeah, we're not gonna have Dan for a while.
Dan, are you giving up on HOTS?
No, I'll play it. I'm not. I'm because my game time is so weird. It's only really late at night.
Mm.
You know, pretty much everyone wants to go to bed at that point. Usually, I can't get on before 10:30. And with playoff hockey going, you know, it's
Hard.
later a lot of times. So
Well, you gotta play it because we gotta do our episode on it June 4th.
yeah, we do. You're right.
So
We can finally do our HOTS episode.
so you don't have to hear about it as much. Everybody who's tired of it. Sorry, Jake.
Yeah. Okay. Any more HOTS talk?
I don't think so.
No, yeah, I don't have very much.
I should play it more though. You're right.
Yeah, just shoot me a text.
Yeah,
I'm
If you
usually
got-
available.
if you guys are all playing, I'll play if I'm home.
Word. All right. Corey, did you play anything else?
I've been playing a lot of Hearthstone on my phone, here and
Oh, yeah.
there, get my dailies done, that kind of stuff. But I don't think I played anything else.
Gotcha.
There's games I should be I should go back to Pillars of Eternity. I was trying to, now that I cleared out Dragon Age and Dying Light, I'll feel less guilty about playing Hearthstone and HOTS and stuff.
Yeah. That's where I am now with Pillars of Eternity. Like, I just want to play that and beat it, and not that I want to move on because I dislike it, but I got to play The Witcher.
Yeah.
At least play The Witcher, even if I don't get to The Witcher 2 because I already played through that. I never made it past the first few hours in The Witcher, so I at least have to play that one.
It's time.
Yeah, exactly.
You can do it.
Okay, Will, what do you got?
The only other thing I played really was the Handsome Jack collection.
Yeah.
I only probably played like an hour or two though. So it's Borderlands 2. The game looks nice and runs nice. It's I think it's 60 frames per second.
Yeah,
and
I'm pretty sure.
You can tell.
Yeah.
I know what you're saying when you mention it because it just seems like it just moves so nicely when I'm moving around and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's just great. And I'm playing with 2 other friends, so the game's pretty fun. I'm Zero the Assassin again. I was going to be the Siren, but my friend wanted to be her instead, so I didn't. I was going to just be a Zero again. And I'm going with the snipe build. So
Okay.
I'm sniping from long range, so I'm not in the fray, and I can just, shoot up people's heads and get a lot of critical damage. I looked up a build online because people do them.
Oh yeah.
So I've got one down. Gonna be playing that probably for the next, I don't know, however long it takes to beat both games.
It's good stuff.
And one of my friends sold me Dark Souls 2, the Sin of the First
Scholar of the First Sin.
Scholar of the First Sin.
First Son.
Sin.
Sin?
Yeah.
Scholar of the First Sin.
Well, whatever the title
Yeah,
is, the Dark Souls 2 for the Xbox One. So I have that too.
Nice.
Got Bloodborne. Did not play Bloodborne yet. I haven't had a ton of time to play Bloodborne. I want to do that when I know I have my day off and stuff like that, and I can just...
Yeah, because not having played Dark Souls, you're beginning to get pretty frustrated by it, I'm sure.
Yeah, Eric's right. I might not like this game.
I wouldn't go that far. But you're gonna like Eric said, you're gonna have to get used to the fact that you're probably gonna die a lot. You're not as experienced as we were going into Bloodborne,
That's tough.
So
I like to be good at the games that I play.
yeah, that's one you gotta take your time.
Stay tuned.
It's very rewarding though. Yeah, I'm excited to hear your thoughts about it after you play it, and Dark Souls 2 also.
Yeah, I'm. As I said, it's hard to figure out when I'm gonna play everything because there's so much I want to play. Like I want to play Story of Seasons, but that might go on the back burner until I get a new 3DS. I haven't made my decisions yet. There's a lot of things for me to figure out.
Yeah.
But playing Hearthstone, goodness.
How's your computer running now with all the
It's great.
upgrades?
Oh, it's great. Everything's just fast and
Yeah.
even like I noticed in Heroes, like I was moving around menus faster and like my character's movements were better and stuff like that. And a lot of people have issues with good computers running Heroes.
Really?
Yeah, I guess StarCraft 2 suffered from the same thing. It's the same engine. Just for whatever reason, the game just runs awful on good computers sometimes and great on bad computers. It's one of those things that's really weird.
Yeah.
It's like Diablo 2 won't run on really good gaming computers now sometimes, which I have to get that disc before I go.
Don't let me forget.
But like old computers, it's fine.
Nice.
But didn't really play anything. I'm hoping to have a day off Friday so I can actually start playing stuff. And then Sunday. So yeah,
Okay.
that's it for me.
That's it for you. Yeah, I mean the only things I've been playing are again Xenoblade Chronicles on the 3DS and Pillars of Eternity. I'm still loving both games, but again I'm running into the whole like I kind of want to play something different because they're both like really meaty, really lengthy RPGs. I kind of just want to play like a first person shooter.
Just something mindless.
Something a little more mindless, something different. But I still love. I'll probably beat Pillars of Eternity within the next week or week and a half. I'm gonna try and focus on that and a little less on Xenoblade Chronicles because that's a mobile game mobile.
Yeah,
the system is mobile,
Portable.
Yeah, once the weather gets a little nicer here, the kids are gonna start playing outside. So I could take the 3DS with me when we go outside and sit in a lawn chair and play 3DS while they play in the backyard.
Get it off a chunk of that game.
Yeah, so I'll probably try and focus on Pillars of Eternity and get that hammered out and get ready to play The Witcher, which is going to be similar.
Oh yeah.
So I don't have anything new to report other than I still like those two games a lot. So, which is good.
Yeah.
Should we get into feedback?
Sure.
Want to just do the whole episode in one shot?
Yeah, let's do it.
Might as well.
Okay. All right. Is it still just the one, Corey?
Just the one.
Okay. Let me call that up here. All right. So we have one piece of feedback. It's from Jack, who says, I love your podcast. I found you on iTunes searching for SNES since I'm a big retro game collector. However, after listening to that podcast, I became hooked. I've listened to every one since, and it makes my job as a UPS driver a little better knowing I can listen to a new podcast. Sorry, but Eric is my favorite, mostly because I'm a huge Arsenal fan. Eric the Red, my favorite podcaster is Eric the Red. Come on, Gunners. I wish Eric had been here to hear that.
Yeah, dang it.
Well, I'll send it to him so he knows. Yeah, he'll be very, very excited to hear that.
Oh yeah.
Cool. I'm glad you like our show.
Yeah. Welcome.
We also are big fans of retro gaming here. We grew up with a Nintendo and a Super Nintendo and PlayStation, Nintendo 64 a little bit. So
yeah.
And the three of us like going back and playing a lot of those games. I know Eric not as much as us, but Corey has to play Final Fantasy VI every year, right?
Yeah, I play Tactics.
Yeah.
Tactics every year, yeah. So. I would like to actually get into doing retro game reviews. I think I texted you guys about, especially with Star Wars being as in the news as it is now, going back and playing some of the old Star Wars games and doing review episodes for them. I would love to play Republic Commando again. I would love to play Knights of the Old Republic and KOTOR 2 again. I want to play Star Wars Empire at War again. So maybe we'll cover some of those games for episodes. That's not really retro gaming, but
older games.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad you like our show. I always feel bad for my UPS driver. that delivers packages to our house because I mean, especially when I was working, and I would probably have 2 or 3 packages coming a week. When I was in my Amazon Prime days, I always felt bad because, and my wife is the same way. She would have a package or 2 a week probably coming from Amazon, various things because we order a lot of stuff from Amazon that we could get locally. We just don't want to.
Well, this is convenient to order online.
Exactly. Especially with Amazon Prime because it comes in 2 days tops.
Yeah.
Sometimes it would come the next day. So I always felt a little bit bad for my UPS driver because of that reason.
I gotta go to the Murthas again.
Yep. Here we go again. And some of the stuff is really heavy. Like we ordered a mattress off of Amazon, which weighed a ton. And I felt bad about that. But what can you do?
It's all right. When I ordered my TV and it came in the box and everything like that, the FedEx person knocked on the door. Mm-hmm. But I didn't go down. I was too lazy, and an older lady had to carry the TV by herself to put it on the porch.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Feel guilty, but
yeah. What can you do?
Oh well.
All right. So that's it for feedback. So thanks for that. Like I said, I'm glad you liked the show. Welcome to feedback, sir.
Did he give location?
No.
No.
So yeah, let us know where you hail from too.
Jacksonville. Jack from Jacksonville.
Jack from Jacksonville. All right, Corey, question of the week.
This week's question of the week: what games do you consider the pinnacle of their genres?
Okay, I broke mine down by category.
Go for it. Shoot.
You want to go first?
Yeah.
Okay, I kind of broke them down into categories and then like micro categories a little bit. For first-person shooters, I split them up into story first-person shooter and multiplayer first-person shooter. For story one, the first BioShock game is the pinnacle of the series. It's one I would want to go back and play again at some point. I know I think I ultimately like BioShock Infinite a lot better than BioShock, but BioShock was the first story first-person shooter that really sucked me in with the story and the setting and the audio logs and all that stuff. It really created a unique experience for me that I didn't know existed. I know there's games like Half-Life that kind of do that too a little bit, but BioShock was the first one I played that actually sucked me into the story for a first-person shooter. So that's the pinnacle of my story first-person shooter genre.
I went with Halo 3 for first-person shooter.
I did
See,
too.
I picked that one for multiplayer.
Okay.
I picked Halo 3.
I picked Halo 3 as well, but BioShock Infinite was on there too. Mm-hmm. It was hard to pick between those two. I just know I got more hours out of Halo 3 playing with friends and stuff.
Yep. For Halo 3, for multiplayer first-person shooter, but it was still fairly early on with the Halo series. I hadn't gotten kind of tired of it yet. It was also the first one with easy online multiplayer. I know Halo 2 had online multiplayer, but at that point, Xbox Live wasn't what it was when it came out on the 360. A lot of people didn't have Xbox Live. I don't even think I had Xbox Live when Halo 2 came out. So, and I had gotten Xbox Live when it first launched, but I never used it. So I didn't continue the service or whatever, Once the 360 came out, it was kind of not a requirement, but it was tied into the system. So whatever, you know where I'm going with that. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's why I picked Halo 3 for my multiplayer first-person shooter.
I'm going to change my answer. For story, I'm going to do BioShock Infinite, and then for multiplayer, I'm going to go tie between Halo 3, Call of Duty 4, even though I like Call of Duty World at War infinitely more, but I think 4 was what really got people into Call of Duty.
Yeah, actually, I looked up because I never played that multiplayer. I only played the single player.
That's crazy.
I wasn't aware that multiplayer was a thing for Call of Duty at that point. I was a little bit sheltered. I never played that many multiplayer games, but Halo 3 was the first one I spent a lot of time with.
Yeah.
I should say at that point too, I wasn't big into PC gaming. I only had PC games or a computer to play like Civ and strategy games. I never played like shooters or anything on them. I just preferred that stuff on console until recently.
Yeah.
So what's your reasoning, Corey? Halo 3, pinnacle of the genre.
Well, I mean, I guess a lot of it's personal preference. If I really had to think objectively about which game I think is the pinnacle of its genre, I don't know. I don't know what I'd settle on. But for me, Halo 3 was just the complete multiplayer package. Mm-hmm. And just time spent. I think I mean, when did that game come out?
2007,
Okay.
September. I think it was September 25th, 2007.
So yeah, that was like my college shooter. You know, it was the shooter we all played when we got together and played online when we weren't together. Just the sheer amount of time I spent with that game was ridiculous. It was that game and NHL. That's all I played in college. The only video games. Maybe like Oblivion here and there or something, but yeah, that was my reasoning. And it's still like I haven't played it in a while, but in terms of the way it controls and everything, and just the Halo that it seems like they're getting away from is the Halo that I love.
Yep.
And it's kind of sad, but hey,
they're trying to quicken the pace too much and turning it into Call of Duty.
Yep, it's no longer old man friendly.
Yeah, not at all. Unfortunately. Okay, so that's my first person shooters. MMORPGs. Did you guys pick an MMORPG from Pinnacle of the series of the genre?
I did.
Okay, what's yours?
I went with Guild Wars 2.
So did I.
It's a good choice, Dan.
Yeah.
Great minds.
Yep. Go ahead with your reasoning.
Well, they took a lot of the annoying parts out of the MMORPG. It doesn't feel grindy at all. The ability to scale back your level depending on the zone that you're in is a great feature. You can go to any zone, play with your friends without having to worry about anything.
Yeah.
But the world versus world stuff is so huge, and I know originally they wanted to sort of go the esports route with that stuff. I don't know if that's panning out for them. It doesn't really seem like it. It is?
Oh yeah. If you follow the Guild Wars channel on Twitch, probably on the weekends is when they have all their tournaments and stuff. Yeah. I mean, it's not as big as like the MOBAs, or I don't think any of the other MMORPGs really have an esports component to them.
No.
I think Guild Wars is the only one, but yeah, they have tournaments and stuff on the weekends for tens and thousands of dollars. So it's not huge, but I've watched a little bit because I actually know what's going on. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, I'll have to check it out. I used to have a lot of fun doing that world versus world stuff and working on your builds and stuff just by swapping your weapons out.
Well, that's not the world versus world. That's a structured PvP.
Right, that too. Do they do that? Is that like a thing?
That's what the esports is.
Yeah, that was fun. I think I like that more than the world versus world.
Yeah. See, I like the
world versus world was fun, but
I think their new Stronghold mode is going to be their big PvP thing. That's almost like a MOBA in Guild Wars 2, kind of. Mm-hmm. That's the version that I got from it. Yeah, I actually had two of those things, Corey. I had the level scaling thing and world versus world on my list, but I also put for my first reason is excellent action-oriented and fast-paced combat. The importance of dodge and positioning in that game is huge. You really had to be on your toes at all points, even when you're fighting like crappy low-level monsters. If you're not careful, they can hit you hard and stun or knock you down. But also the business model. Like, they were the first ones to really come out with an MMORPG that you buy and don't pay a subscription fee for, which I think was brilliant, because that was what was holding a lot of people back, I think, from playing these games. Is $15 a month is a lot of money, especially if you're on a tight budget, kind of like I am,
Oh, yeah.
So, you buy the game, free access. From then on, without even an option to subscribe with extra benefits. There's just no way you can do that. They have a microtransaction store. It's called the Gem Store. It sells experience boosts, armored eye, skins, and stuff like that. But it's never in your face. It never feels like, or it never pops up and says, "Hey, buy gems, blah blah blah." And you can there's also a transfer rate, so you can transfer in-game gold to buy anything from the gem store that you want. That's a great thing. And then the regular content updates every 2 weeks. They update with new content, new story missions. The living story thing is in its second season, and has created like pretty catastrophic things to the game world.
Yeah,
changing it permanently. So
I noticed when I booted it up recently that Lion's Arch
was destroyed.
Gone.
Yeah, it was destroyed.
I was like, this was the city everybody went to.
Yep. Yeah, it was destroyed. And then the expansion that's coming out won't invalidate earlier progress in the game. So I just think that's fantastic. It's good stuff.
And I agree with you guys on Guild Wars 2 being the pinnacle.
Yeah. RPGs. I split up into JRPG and Western RPG.
I bet you guys can guess. Yeah, I did the same thing. I bet you guys can guess what mine
Final
are.
Fantasy VI.
For JRPG, yep.
Yeah.
What about Western?
Skyrim.
Yeah. I mean,
Jesus Christ. We had the same goddamn games.
Yeah.
I was hoping we'd have something different.
We might. I have a couple more.
Okay. The only other one I did was turn-based strategy.
What'd you go with?
Civ 5.
Okay, I went Civ 4.
Oh, you like Civ 4 better?
I do. And it's been a while since I played Civ 4, but Civ 5 is one of those games that I crave, and I play once, and then I forget about it for a while, and then I crave it again. I can remember Civ 4 just like playing game after game after game.
Yeah.
And I seem to remember there just being deeper systems and the ability to micromanage even more.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that stuff is in Civ 5, but it's not required. You can kind of just brush over it.
Yeah. See, for me with Civ 5, it was the unit management. Only having one unit occupy a square. I like that so much, or a hex, I should say. I like that a lot better than the stacks of doom.
Yep.
From
Definitely.
all the previous Civ games.
Definitely an improvement. Stacks of doom are the worst. I think back to Master of Orion 2. Remember those stacks of doom?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Because you had no idea. You can't tell because it's just an icon on the thing. And unless you go to each individual one, you can't tell when 100 ships or one ship is attacking you,
Yep. Agreed.
Okay. What else you got, Corey? That's all I picked. That's the only genres really I was well versed in. So
RTS.
I had a hard time picking RTS.
I think Will knows my RTS.
Is it Age of Empires 3?
It's 2, actually.
2? Okay, I'm 3.
I almost.
See, I almost went 3. Maybe I should have gone 3.
Because this is the only reason when I go back to play 2, I can't do more than a game. When I go to play 3, I can continuously play.
Yeah. Yeah, you're probably right. It's hard to go back to 2. Have you played the HD version?
I have.
Yeah, we should play that.
Yeah, there's another expansion coming out for it, so I'll probably pick it up again.
That'd be a good time to do it.
Yeah.
3, I really like the trade routes too. Like that whole portion, and having the heroes is a good addition for Age of Empires 3.
Yeah.
Mm.
Maybe I'll go with 3.
Age of Empires 4 needs to come out.
Yeah, right.
It's been too long.
I did 3D platformer and 2D platformer.
Oh, I didn't do
3D platformer. I went with Mario Galaxy 2.
Yep.
I played the first one. I don't think I ever beat it, but 2 is just such a good game.
I agree with that. Yeah, it's amazing.
Like it might be in my top 10 favorite games of all time, and I've only just played it this year for 4 in February. So,
which is crazy.
Yeah, it is, and it was a treat for sure. I'm probably go back and play some of those maps and stuff that I haven't gotten all the stars for.
Yeah, I think I got every star that I possibly could in that game.
Yep. And you don't want to stop.
No, you do just want to keep playing and try and get everything.
Yep. And then like the speed runs where you only have 1 hit point, and oh my gosh.
And it was cool because like every planet felt different.
Oh yeah. And the music was good.
Exactly.
And the little starship where you kept adding stuff to it.
As soon as I get more storage in my Wii U, I'm downloading this game.
They'll make Mario Galaxy 3, right?
At some point, I'd imagine. Maybe not on the Wii U, maybe on the NX or whatever.
Whatever the next one is. When did 2 come out, do you know?
2009.
Okay.
Maybe around then. I was younger.
2000. Oh my gosh, 2009 was 6 years ago.
That's kind of crazy.
That is insane. Wow.
Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was 11. No, because we started the podcast in 2011, right?
Yep.
So maybe it was like 2009 then. Dan, when did Super Mario Galaxy 2 come out?
I don't know. I think it was 2010, 2009.
Okay. So it was in that area.
Yeah.
How about
Okay.
this, Dan? 2009 was 6 years ago.
I know. That's crazy to think about.
Uh,
Well, because I got married in 2009. It'll be my 6-year anniversary
oh
this
my
year.
gosh, really?
Yep.
Maybe it did come out in 2009.
Wow.
I don't recall.
I need to know.
Let's look it up.
Yeah, Corey, look it up real quick.
Okay, I can do that.
Because I don't seem to be remember like me playing it when Dan was getting married.
We had the first Mario Galaxy floating around here someplace.
May 2010.
Really?
2010.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Announced at E3 in 2009. Release date May 23rd, 2010.
Think they'll do another one, Dan?
Oh
Oops.
yeah.
They have to. It'd be great.
Yeah.
2D platformer. I went with Super Meat Boy.
I would have picked Super Meat Boy too. Oh no, I would have picked Rayman Legends.
Oh yeah. Shoot. Well, I don't know. I still might go with Super Meat Boy. If the question was like cooperative 2D platformer.
Oh yeah. I guess that would be different. Rayman Legends is definitely not as fun by yourself,
No.
but it's perfect with other people.
Oh
It's
yeah.
perfect.
It's a blast.
Yeah,
would
you're
agree
right.
with you.
You're right. The single player one would probably be Super Meat Boy for me too. That was such a awesome platformer.
Yeah. I think that's all I had. Roguelike. I went with Rogue Legacy. Recent, but I've yet to play a roguelike that is as good. I mean,
Don't Starve.
Don't Starve is real good. I mean, those three that all came out the same year, right? Like Rogue Legacy, Don't Starve, and Faster Than Light. Were they all the same year? No, Rogue Legacy was the year after.
Yeah, Rogue Legacy's newer. Don't Starve and FTL came out pretty soon within each other, I
I'd
think.
put Don't Starve in another category of game.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're probably right.
It's a little different.
Yeah. Also, I'm very disappointed neither of you had Mass Effect in your Western RPG.
I thought about that, but the versatility of Skyrim really makes it stand out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's so much,
but-
not only is there the standard the Elder Scrolls stuff, but all the mods you can do with it, and like that really gives the game a whole other dimension that you won't get out of anything else.
The only thing that I give it the Skyrim over the Mass Effect games is the mods.
Yeah.
Because I think Mass Effect as a whole is more fun.
Yeah, it's more meaningful,
Yeah.
no question.
That being said, I have my Skyrim modded and going to play it again.
Yep, it'll sucks you back in too,
Oh, yeah.
real quick.
So Hellhawk4717 wants to know, he's in the chat, what your favorite open world game is, or what pinnacle of the genre.
Open world.
I love Fallout 3.
Let me think here. That my favorite. See, that's a hard question because there's games like Saints Row the Third, which is in my top games of all time. But the world itself, it was okay.
It's an average world.
Yeah, the city wasn't that cool. I didn't think in Saints Row the Third and Saints Row 4 was essentially the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Best open world. Do MMORPGs count?
I don't think so. I think that's a different beast.
Okay.
Because all MMORPGs have an open world,
Yeah.
I think.
I would probably go with New Vegas.
Yeah?
The New Vegas world was really cool. I think I like that a little bit better than Fallout 3, only because Fallout 3 was like, Washington D.C. was destroyed and it was kind of ugly.
Yeah.
Ugly in a post-apocalyptic kind of way.
That's because
But-
that's where the bombs
Well,
get
exactly.
closest.
Yeah, New Vegas didn't get hit by any direct bombs, so it was just kind of pieced together, and adapted to.
That's why I felt more alive
Yeah.
than 3. Because 3 was just sad and empty.
Yeah. But I would also throw Morrowind in that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Even though like a large portion of the Morrowind world was like just ash and repetitive, that was the first game I really got lost for thousands of hours in. I put both the PC version and the Xbox 360 version. I put thousands of hours just collecting every goddamn unique weapon ever, and hanging it up in my house that I stole from somebody. That was another
Morrowind
one.
was one of those games like video game awakenings kind
Yeah.
of game, that's just like totally changed what you realize a video game can be.
Yeah, and I actually didn't like it at first. It was I bought it for PC like when it first came out, and I was like, I have no idea what to do in this. Like, it was too open for me. I had mostly played JRPGs up until that point, which are pretty linear, and you know what you're supposed to do next. And then I bought Morrowind on a friend's recommendation for PC, and I was like, I hate this. I don't know what to do. And then I bought it again when it came out on the Xbox. It wasn't even Xbox 360. It was straight up Xbox. And I just played it obsessively for, like I said, probably thousands of hours. And then I liked it so much, and then I read about the modding and stuff, and that's when I picked it back up on PC and played all the mods and stuff on PC.
Mm-hmm.
And I got into tinkering with all the settings and stuff. So I would probably pick Morrowind, now that I think about it, even over New Vegas, just because that's the first game that really sucked me in open world wise.
Sure. I'm thinking
That's a
Assassin's
good
Creed.
question, though. Black Flag?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Black was great.
I could see that's a good one. Because what else lets you play a pirate?
I know.
I mean,
I know. I've been saying that for 2 years.
I read. I don't know where I was reading it, but someone said like there's just a lack of pirate games, like good pirate games. There's not enough of them. Black Flag is the best pirate game that there is.
Sid Meier's Pirates was pretty good.
Well, yeah, but that's not what I mean. Like with the ship combat, like it is, and get off your ship and explore an island or whatever, and take over a fort or what stuff like that. Like that needs to be its own game, but with better combat.
Mm-hmm.
Like an RPG where you can do that. There's not really a lot of good pirate games. You're right. Sid Meier's Pirates is really good.
Is Risen a pirate like?
Yeah. It was,
Okay.
and it was okay.
There's the third one, and I was curious about it.
But I don't think there's any ship stuff.
Oh no, you're
No,
right.
It's just pirate RPG where you play a pirate. I'm pretty sure there's no
There's not too many good pirate movies either.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Good.
I love the first Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
It's
First one's
fantastic.
really good. You're right.
The ones after that, not as good.
Muppet Treasure Island's pretty good.
I haven't seen that in a million
It's
years.
on the UK Netflix.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if it's on. I don't think it's on the US Netflix.
Nice. Do you have any other scory? Pinnacle?
I don't think so. Hellhawk wants to know our horror games. We don't play too many horror games. I know a lot of us liked Fatal Frame a lot.
Yep. Fatal Frame was awesome. Outlast really scared the crap out of me.
Yep.
And it wasn't like the jump scares, whatever. They're there, but like there's one part in that game where you come across, I think it's two guys, and they give you the eye, and they're essentially hunting you through a large portion of the game, and it's just freaky because they pop up
Oh yeah.
at the freakiest times.
Yep.
And you get that feeling of being prey, being hunted down by a vastly superior predator.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's freaky too. And then there's just weird, scary stuff going on, So that one's pretty freaky. But Fatal Frame really scared the crap out of me back in the day.
You were so helpless. All you had was a camera.
Camera, yeah, exactly. That's a really good one. I don't think none of us have that much experience with the horror genre though.
I think Eric's played a few, probably more than we have.
Yeah, because he played that PT game, which was pretty scary. I'm gonna play the new Aliens game. One of my friends bought it on Steam. So, what's that one called?
Isolation.
Isolation. Thank you. Yep, I'll play that at some point.
White Knight I played recently. That was pretty good. PT. I watched Eric play for a while.
Yeah. There was one thing that happened. I was laying in bed watching it on my tablet, and I was laying on my back and had my tablet above my face, and there was something that popped out at him, which scared me, and I dropped my tablet on my face, which hurts more than a phone dropping on your face. What are you looking up, Corey?
Nothing.
Oh,
I think that's it. We hit a lot of genres.
yeah. I try to think of like racing, but I haven't played that many racing games. I mostly stick to the like rally racing games I prefer. So, I mean, and I don't really remember the Rally Sport Challenges and how they compared to Dirt.
Fighting game.
Good. Probably Mortal Kombat 2 is the one I played the most. So that's nostalgia. Partly nostalgia.
The more I play it, Smash Wii U.
Smash is good.
Might be in my top 5
of all time.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just love every minute I play it.
Nice. Smash is good stuff.
And with DLC characters, like I'm not gonna have a shortage of new characters.
Oh, the Mario Kart 200cc comes out tomorrow.
There's that too.
I can't wait for that.
I need a new hard drive.
Oh, you don't have enough space.
Can't get it.
See, I'm using a flash drive right now, the little thumb drive.
Oh, okay.
You can use that if you want, but it's only temporary.
How much is this storage space for the Wii U?
You can get. I would get like a 500 gigabyte hard drive for like $50.
That's easy.
Sometimes Woot has them too for like 40. If you can find.
I'm gonna do that.
If you can find pay attention when they have a sale on them. Pick one up.
Okay.
I've forgotten about Woo. I used to check it every day.
I check Woot just about every day, even though I can't buy anything because I have no money.
Poor.
Dan, money's just a concept made up by the government to keep you under chains.
Yeah. Well, whatever it is, I need more of it. Anything else, Corey? Am I pretty much good?
I think we're good.
Okay. We'll call it a pod.
We'll call it a pod.
We're almost to 2 hours, too, which is good. We're about 1:47.
Impressive.
Yeah.
Well done.
All right. Our Facebook page is facebook.com/thumbstickathlete. Our Twitter feed is twitter.com/tsathletes. Thumbstickathlete.com is our website. You can leave us a voicemail at 607-527-0547 or email us directly at thumbstickathlete@gmail.com. We still need intros for before the episode, so feel free to send one of those in. Either leave us a voicemail on our voicemail number, or you can record one on your computer or whatever and email it directly to us. Next week's episode, we're going to do our fan Q&A. So if you have any questions, video game related, not video game related, whatever, we'll talk about it. So yeah, that's everything, right?
Oh, question of the week for next week.
Question of the week for next week. Yeah, good thing you remembered.
What athlete is totally wrong for the cover of their sports game?
Huh.
Okay. Past or present, no doubt.
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
You can even pick the sport if you want. It doesn't have to be a sport that there's actually a game for.
Gotcha. All right. Well, that'll do it for episode 196 of the Thumbstick Athletes podcast. I'm your host, Dan.
Will.
Corey.
Thanks for listening, and get out of my basement. All right. Call it a pod. Yeah, I had to sneak out to pee because I thought I was going to wet my pants.
Yeah, that's all right.
I was real close. I was like, maybe I could hold on till the end, but I would not have been able to hold on to the end. I would have been rushing the end of the episode.
I'm impressed with our ability to...
Bullshit?
Yeah.
All right, it's midnight. I got to cut the stream. Thanks for tuning in if you're watching.
Yep, we'll see you next week.